Alrighty, and we're back. I guess people have been asking for updates, so we're going to be doing some updates. As you can see, we've been playing with the Mazda, Lisa's car, my partner's RX-3 808. So for probably the last 3 years, we've been running a combo in this car, just a Bridgeport RX-4 style 13B. NA, EFI, running the EFI hardware setup with a Microtech ECU. Recently, after doing some changes, we've put four 488s?
Yeah.
I think we put 488s into the Hilux diff. We've done a true track, still running the 5-speed manual, and we recently took it to the drags for the last time before we wanted to turbo this combination, where she went from running a 15.3, I think it was, with 411s. And then changing the diff gears only, going back the exact same way. We ended up running a 14.4. So a really good improvement there. She's only second time racing ever. So that's been really good. Getting used to the car, dropping the clutch, doing a burnout, staging with the tree, can be a lot to take in. So anyway, long story short, about 2 years ago, I think it was, she got a birthday present, little PSR G40 900. So nothing too crazy. 13Bs seem to handle a decent sized turbo pretty well, but for a first style or first combination on a streeter, we didn't want to go too crazy. So we've gone with the G40. G42s are pretty popular, but for now, G40. We've also picked up a Howtech Elite ECU. So we're going to be doing that, changing it from the Microtech over to a Howtech, and having data logging and some safeties and things like that just to save it. Now, I drove the car up here last weekend, and the plan was that over every Saturday over the winter, we're just going to keep working on this thing until it's finished. We're going to convert this thing from manual to automatic along the way. So we're going to put a stall converter in it, convert it to auto, and do all that as well. So we've ripped apart the EFI hardware setup on the RX-4 13B, and it is completely different because I think about a year ago, Lisa picked up a Series 8 FD setup, which is completely different to the RX-4. And unless we could really adapt that inlet manifold to the block, it wasn't going to work. So initially, we were going to build that motor on the side and then pull this combination out and put that one in built. Long story short, we're just now going to turbo this combination because it was going to be much easier. But now, because the intakes won't work and they're much different, it was decided that we'd just recoup some money, sell the whole lot as a complete running package, which is absolutely brilliant. Last 3 years, we have not had a single issue with this car. And since Clinton tuned it, it hasn't missed a beat. So it doesn't foul plugs. It's been really good. I said to Lisa, buying a Mazda is going to be a bit one of those things where I don't think the Rotaries have a reputable reputation, so to speak, if that makes sense, of being reliable. But this one's been really good. We'll find out if they're reliable when we turbo. I think we might upset the recipe a little bit. But so last weekend, we set the turbo up on the car. We've got a pack manifold, a turbo manifold with EGTs in it, an FD intake with an excessive lower intake, which is like the Series 8 setup that she's bought. It's got 4 injectors. I think they're 2200 or 2000cc injectors. So we're just planning on running this combination on 98 once it's turbo. But now, obviously, she's got a Series 6 engine, which I forgot to mention. So she actually had a Series 6 13B before we even bought this car. Kind of something that I would probably do. We bought an engine before we bought a car. But anyway, so we've got that engine now. It was there as a backup. It's a good engine. It's been built, you can tell. So over the last couple of weeks, I've thrown a little time lapse somewhere around here, and you'll see that we've been tearing that down. The engine's in pretty good condition. At some stage, it's, I think, sucked something in either the intake or an apex seal or a corner seal's fallen out and done some damage, but I don't think it will affect it. At this stage, we're still weighing up what we're going to do in terms of if we're going to keep them rotors or put some other, maybe Series 4 rotors in it. But I've never rebuilt a rotary engine. Always been pretty intrigued with how they work, how they perform. It's something a bit left of field for me, so I think we're going to give it a go. Lisa's been tearing down and cleaning up the engine as well during the week, so we've just been cleaning all that up, and we're going to try and get some pretty good results with it. So we'll clean that up. We'll get that happening. This one has been advertised and sold within a day. It's staying in Adelaide pretty locally to a guy that's building a Mazda ute, and he's a bit of a gentleman and didn't even haggle. The whole lot pretty much is going to him, bar the radiator, oil cooler, and some things like that. So we'll keep moving along with this. Engine's out, as we just pulled it out tonight. Gearbox is still got to come out. And then we're going to clean up a few things along the way. Alternator's going to stay, and obviously the engine mounts, but going with the turbo, there's not a lot of room between the turbo and the master cylinder, or the brake master cylinder, so we'll weigh up our options, whether we get maybe a DMA engine mount, which is over in Sydney. Dynamic Metalcraft does a lot of good work. You can move the whole lot over. It's probably not a bad job to do myself, but very time restrictive at the moment, so we just got to pull the box out still, as that's going with it as well. And all going into, I think he said a Mazda 1000 ute, so that'll be a pretty good deal. I should probably mention we're going to be using this today, as I've had these in the past, been too lazy to work out how they work, used them once. Audio was crap, much better now I hope, as audio on some videos can be very inconsistent, and I don't like that, so we're hoping to give the viewer the best sound that they can get. So check out that background, huh? How good is that? God's country, no neighbours. How good is it?
Pretty good. No neighbours, but you got all the traffic coming past as...
Don't put that in there. In terms of updates, as we're talking about updates in this video, let's talk about the VL really briefly. Not a lot happening there. Probably within the last month or two. I think it's been a good month since I've done the last video. We've been to Kenda 660. We've tested. Kenda didn't even happen because of the weather we had. So it was a rain out, which was crap. So after that, a few of us were pretty eager to put together the cars and head back to the track and see what we can put down. With Graham Horner and James from Pulsar Turbos. Thank you, James. They organised a private day. I think we had about 25 cars. And for the first time, the VL gave me a bit of a hard time in terms of just not playing ball on the day. So we're still battling a little bit of a pinion angle vibration, which I don't like, especially with a new tail shaft in the car now. We've got an alloy GJ 4-inch tail shaft. So I want to get on top of that. And then we also had traction issues, which I never normally have at all. So we've got to sort that out, get on top of it, and also a couple wiring gremlins. So yeah, I think I was due for something like this to happen, as the car most times when we go to the track has been really good, never really misses a beat. So the consistency for a long time, and now a couple of issues. It did rattle me on the day. I didn't like it and was pretty much ready to pack it up and go home, but we persisted. Didn't lose my shit as much as I was about to, but thankfully with a good crew, with my partner and dad helping, that we got through it. But we will head back again. I'm not sure when. Winter's here now, so I wouldn't mind pulling the bolt-in cage that's in it out of it, as that is sold. Sold that some time ago to a friend, customer, Jake with the VL. So we need to do a weld-in cage in that. That'll happen when it's due, which is well overdue. But it's just a time thing now with my own business. Is getting I'm getting a bit time pulled with my own stuff, which is where we will lead to with the next bit. So we've got this Valiant that's in front of me here. We've been working on for probably I planned on probably the last 2 weeks, but it's now been 3. It is nearly finished and ready to go back to the owner. It is a VH hardtop Chrysler, beautiful body shape, massive quarter panels. The car was tubbed elsewhere. We won't go into detail too much about that. So the car was previously tubbed to the chassis rails with a 15x15 tyre, running a Convo Pro. Yeah, pretty nice, old school, tough car. Never really had much Chryslers in the family on my side, apart from my uncle, who has one basically the same as this. You would have seen, if you're from the drag racing scene, you will remember a yellow VJ hardtop, very much the same body shape, has a slight chop in the roof with a small block in it. But the owner of this car's had this car for some time. He bought it as a roller, hasn't been on the road yet. It's got beautiful black paint, and to much surprise, it's actually going to be getting done again. So he's not happy with a couple things, but it is actually really nice. It's got a couple small blemishes, but other than that, it's really good. So anyway, long story short, the tubs in it, you'd basically say that they were unsatisfactory. So we've gone ahead, straightened up a lot of the tin work and redone the tin work in the wheel arches. We'll come around to the boot area. So I haven't done above the diff, that was all done elsewhere. This is just going to be a streeter. So all the tub work above the wheels has all been redone. And as you can see, a very large wheel tub. So we've just finished that off in a black, like an etch, super etch, which is just a matte black, and Sikaflexed it all. It's a bit of a prick, as before everything was Sikaflexed in place. A lot of bare metal, a lot of surface rust already coming out, which is a bit poor in a car that hasn't really seen the road yet. So we've gone across and basically primed and welded with primer everywhere we can, so that anything with metal on metal is all primed before it's stuck, and it's all sealed off, so the water, if it gets into places, it can't seep through, rust out, and cause troubles in the long run. So we've nearly finished up on this one. It'll get a good clean. We'll whack the tyres back on it, and the owner can come and pick up the car and hopefully get this thing back together and enjoy it for what it is. Alrighty, we're going to wrap the video up there. I'd like to quickly just thank Raceworks for their ongoing support for all the cars and projects we have ongoing in the shed, and all the help that they've given me up to date and moving forward. Also, James from Pulsar Turbo for this great little G40. I'm pretty keen to get that on, although the turbo wasn't for free. Thanks, James. We like to support our mates in small business, because that is what we do. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think of all the crap work we've done, and we'll see you all on the next video. Thanks, guys. Peace.
You're supposed to say cheers.
Fuck cheers. Seems we have upgraded from 13B Bridgeport to a special port.